Right, I believe I'm live. I'm going to do the usual of sharing it to myself, make sure it works. Who knows? Soon I might not have to do it that way. I'll just ask my instantly on it live audience. But for the time being, I'll send the link to myself to check if the stream is up. And I'm doing it this way so I'm not showing you guys my WhatsApp messages. I hope you appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, like I said in my short earlier, I am feeling... It's working. Yeah, like I said. Yeah, it's working. I am feeling productive today. Right, so what we're going to do now is going to take that link. I'm going to spread it all over every WhatsApp chat to do with deal sourcing that I'm in. Okay, boom. There we go. That's the stream, and I'm just going to share that. Share that around, and see if people want to join. And yeah. Let's see. Finally, it's my co-sourcing group. And there we are. Let's see who's out and about on a Sunday evening. Bring back the routine. I feel like, I hope I never lost it, of telling us one fun fact about yourselves. Tell us one fun fact. Yeah, this was the tradition. This is the tradition, right? My fun fact is that I do all the small things with my left hand: the writing, the brushing my teeth, the whatever. If I was painting, not that I do that, and everything else, all the big things, playing tennis, football, all the sports, is on my right side. Fun fact, you wouldn't know that if you just bumped into me, did the usual small talk, and said, hello, how you doing, what's your name, what do you do for work? So that is my fun fact. Do you have one? Do you have one better than that? Have you been to 17 different countries? Have you slept with 17 different... No, let's not go there. Have you... I don't know, do you like a really weird combination of food? Like Marmite and bananas or something like that? Yeah, who knows? Just come along and tell me. Aaron's apologising for from bugging Sam. Right, it's 9 minutes past. We're going to start at 10 minutes past. Apologies. Normally start the stream at 6 and then going through the analysis at 6:05. But I was just my washer just finished. I was just hanging up my laundry. Not that you need to know that, but you know, there's reasons for everything. There's reasons for everything. Okay, it's 10 minutes past 6. Let's get started. I can see views are popping up, but I can't see anyone in the chat. But let me know. Say hi if you're here. Okay, so here's how it works. First of all, I'll go through my progress from this week, brief overview, and then we'll get into some more deal analysis. Okay, so for those of you who are new, I use Property Engine. You can see lots of Property Engine tabs up here. So that is, at the moment, the subscription I'm on, I utilise an offer, which I don't know if the offer's still live with the Dealers Club, but it's worth a check. The offer was 1 month free trial of the premium package, the high level package of Property Engine, which is a software to help find and analyse property deals quicker. 1 month free, 3 months half price. So at the moment I'm on the first month half price. I could have cancelled before paying anything, but I went for the first month half price. So I paid 54 pounds, and the full price would be about 108. So just bear that in mind. I don't know if I'm going to go for the full package when it goes to full price at 108. What I'm thinking of doing is downgrading to the lighter package, which is about 35, that kind of ballpark, which I think I can do. Right, I've spent 53 this month, so the features I will lose is direct to vendor. I know that, but I don't use that much. Mind you, I've sent this many out, but yeah, it's not my first priority. So this is Property Engine. Last week we checked out Property Filter. Feel free to check out that live stream. Part two is when I got into it. I won't be doing any part 1 and part 2 this week, don't worry. So Property Filter is another one you can go for. I did my trial. I haven't gone for the full subscription there, but what they do have, which is really great, is they have a community. So I messaged them. I was like, right, I'm gonna cancel, but they have this community side where there's like recordings and posts and updates about networking events and things like that, and live Zoom sessions, whatever, with different property experts. And I didn't know, but they actually sell that separately. Sorry, I'm not showing Property Engine now, but Property Filter now. But it's fine. We'll get on in a second. But I went and said to them, I'm going to cancel, and they did. They made me an offer. Because they actually sell just the community. Because I said I prefer Property Engine, I don't like the functionality. They said, well, actually, we're selling just the community for free, not for free, separately, right? The normal price is £20 plus VAT. We're gonna do £8 plus VAT for you, because I mean they didn't say it this way, but it's because I was thinking about leaving. So now I'm paying £8 for VAT plus VAT, so about £9.50 a month, for access to the Property Filter community. So I don't know. I'm telling you this because if you try Property Filter, you like the community, but you don't like the software. That was basically what I found. Then this is a really good go down, and tell them that you're going to quit, so that they give you a reduced rate on the community. I think paying just under £10 a month for a lot of a community of deal sources, I think is great, and you can add that onto your Fontaine's 60 subscription, so you've got £70 a month going in for it, not much more, but you've got access to 2 communities there and 2 sets of recordings and trainings, and yeah, I think it's worked out really nicely. So review of the week, this one and this one. These are 2 Foxton's properties. I talked about a relationship I built with that agent last week, and I gassed it up, and then I called her Monday, didn't pick up. She called me back twice. I couldn't pick that back up. Called her back, didn't pick up. Called her back. She called me back on the Tuesday, Wednesday or something. Couldn't pick up. I was at work. I called her back every other day of the week. It's kind of broken down a little bit. It's going straight to answer phone. So although these 2 could be potentially good deals, you look at this one especially. Well, it's broken down a little bit. I'll keep following up with her, but I don't want to sweat on it too much. If she's actually kind of gone cold on me, or she's super busy, like I don't need to waste my energy on it. Okay, this one, which I think we looked at 2 weeks ago, which it's fully refurbished, but apart from a few messy bits, but it's in a really good area to rent to SA. So not that I do that strategy, but I spoke about the seller's motivation here. They want to get this fixed price. So if you know what a lease option is, no worries if you don't. But it's a way of buy now, pay later, if you like, just like you lease a car, and gradually be paying off this value, but actually finally complete on it, or sell it on to another investor in a few years' time, whilst gradually paying this off, i.e. covering their mortgage. Potentially this could be let out as a rent to SA. That's what I'm thinking on this one. So I sent an email off to the agent on this, and also just built some good relationship with the lady who runs this company, so that was great. And then this one, agents this time of year, it's tough. Tough time of year to join the dealers club if you are new. And you go down the agent route, because they're quite busy. I called 3 days in a row and I got through to the wrong person 3 days in a row. In terms of the person who's not actually dealing with this property, the person who's maybe just making the tea and coffee. What I want to know is, this is actually my one of the biggest reductions I've seen. Right, 970 to 782. So I want to know what's going on. I've heard that it's dated, but I asked them, well, do you have any internal photos? Can you do a video walk around tour? Because this is it. Like, how can you market a property just with that? Obviously you can, but it's not very helpful. So I need that information. We need that information. I say we because this is my Work With Me Wednesday deal. So if you're interested in co-sourcing with me, you go through this live stream and you see you like the way I'm analysing deals, or not. You actually think like you're finding great properties, but your analysis is rubbish and you need some help, Elliot. Then I have a co-sourcing group chat where we're looking for flips, assisted sales, lease options, etc. Mainly flips, obviously that's what's familiar to most people. And the criteria is, I send some deals that I need help with. For example, I need someone just get me some photos of this. I need help with every Wednesday. All you need to do for me for us to split the sourcing fee is 3 things. 1, complete an analysis spreadsheet. 2, make sure that has 3 comparables that within half a mile, dealers club stuff that is going into that analysis. Going into that end value. If you don't know how to do this, by the way, going into it later. And then the 3rd thing is you need to find some information about the vendor situation from the agent. Pick up the phone, be brave. I find it nerve-wracking myself, to be honest. Like, what if I say the wrong thing? Am I ready for all the questions they're going to ask me? It's quite nerve-wracking ringing agents, but I would like you to not do that for me, but do that as well. And if you do those 2 things, we'll co-source together. I'll take the rest from there. We'll co-source together on it. Just 3 things. Also, be compliant. I'm not co-sourcing with people who have just barely set up. Okay, so that is concluding the week. Right, so now it's time to get on with the more analysis, right? The analysis of this week's live stream. Okay, and we're only about 10-15 minutes in. Great. I'm going to try and be disciplined today. I've said this on previous live streams, but I'm going to be disciplined with the time today. 1 hour starting now. Let's try and source at least 2 deals from start to finish. This is my pipeline, really useful in Property Engine. If I did decide to downgrade to the lower package, you don't get this feature. So I have to go back to what I used to use, which was an Excel spreadsheet and putting it down manually. So it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up, isn't it? But £70-80 extra just for that? I'm not sure. I think there are probably other softwares actually that I could use as a sort of process manager, but this one is integrated for the moment. So we talked about this. We've talked about this one, by the way, 50. I'm following up on that one. I followed up on Saturday. The right agent wasn't in. Following up tomorrow on that one. I don't normally do flats here. Let's just look at my pipeline to see kind of which we're going to look at today. This one I sent direct to vendor. Look at this one. I haven't touched yet. Let's have a look at it. I don't normally do flats, but I mean a flat going for this is like, whoa, it's cool, isn't it? So that is Yeah, data as well. I mean, this must be a gold mine area. Oh no, here's the thing. Right, I've remembered now. It says flat B, but it's actually a 5-bedroom house. Strange, isn't it? So flat B, there's also a 5-bed house. I mean, a 5-bed house going for 1.5. That's not. It's not too unusual in these parts. Yeah, it just needs some. You know, this is fine, or fine, or fine, or fine. Another kitchen upstairs. Look at the layout. Is it 2 flats? Like, let's see what's going on here. The reason it's come up is being back on the market. It just said, didn't it? It's back on the market again 2 days ago. The reason I shortlisted it was because it had already been sort of back and forth a couple of times. I said there on the 31st of October, wow, it's fallen through 5 times. It's been removed and it's back on again the other day. Don't know if that's with another agent. It looks here like we've got 2 kitchens, we've got sort of a lot going on. Maybe it is 2 flats. Let's have a look at the layouts. Here with the floor plan. It could have been being used at 2 flats, legitimately or not. It's probably still under 1 title as it's been sold as 1 unit. But yeah, we've got kitchen upstairs, kitchen downstairs. It definitely looks like 2 flats, right? Mind you, the downstairs, these 2 rooms here, while they could be bedrooms, are not. They're down as reception rooms. Now this wall here, you'd say, well, looking to make the kitchen dining room maybe a bit more open plan, knock this through. That is definitely, though, if you look at the thickness, it's not all estate agents do this, but you can see that is not a structural wall, but that one definitely is. So you'd need budget at least 2,500, maybe 3,000-4,000 for supporting that. If you're gonna add that to, don't just think knock it through for free and just budget for the kitchen. Definitely budget for that. Okay, a bedroom upstairs, and yeah. So why has it got a kitchen upstairs? So these are the things to ask the agent. All right, so I've got a flavour for it, but I don't want to think too deeply until I know that kind of it stacks up, until I know that there are comparables for a higher money. Now the AI summary here is telling me 2.5 million. Absolutely, Elliot, this is a corker of a deal. You should go for it. But it's a summary. It's an AI thing. It's we'll see how accurate it is. So, oh, I always forget this bit. Always forget this bit. But what I want to do here is I want to open this in a new window, and then we can go like this, and we can compare the property. Which always does that, the property to the comparables like for like. So yeah, again, this listing is very confusing. It says the floor area is 60 square meters. If you haven't been doing this for a while, you might not know that is way off. This whole thing is probably more like 200. You can see by the comparables over here that are around 200 or just over. But this is telling me 60. So it's telling me the square footage that I would expect in a flat, but it's selling me a 5-bedroom semi-detached house. This is very unusual. Let's see what the listing is like on Rightmove. Okay, it says 202 square meters. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with the property engine listing, but let's use 202 square meters for our comparisons. Okay, and I'll just write down the postcode for myself, NW11 8NG, and it's 202 meters squared. And it's on for 1.45 million. It's been listed and relisted a lot of times. That repetitive on off tells me, they really want the price they can get. Perhaps, sales been agreed at the asking price. Conveyancing, the valuation has gone in here, so valuation has gone in, it's downvalued the property, maybe because it's a little bit dated. It's happened twice, and then the buyers have reduced their offer on the basis of that valuation, and it's all fallen through from there. So they're set on the price they want for their house and their lovely Porsche. Apart from not the last bit. Right, okay, so 202, I don't want to look at 233. What I tend to do, first of all, is actually take it to within the last 12 months. And I also like to take it with it, because property engine default is 1 mile, which I'm not a fan of. It's a little bit extra work, means every time I need to drag it back to 0.5 miles. But hey ho. And now we get to see a true reflection of what's going on. I'm trying to scroll, but I can't. So it is just those 3 under the criteria of 5 bedrooms, last 12 months, half a mile. And looking at them, I think this is too big. This is lovely. And this is about right. So I think one of these can be used as a comparable. There is a way of getting around this. I'm not just going to give up on the deal because there's only one. I'll share that with you in a bit. Speaking of share that with you, is anyone watching? 2 people? 2 people? Great. Okay. I hope you're enjoying yourself. So, 205, that's not bad. So it's got 1 more bathroom. Okay, so perhaps it's slightly more valuable intrinsically. But in terms of the actual, what did it sell for? 2.7 million. I mean, that is incredible. The area, NW11 7, NW11 8. Let's just look actually, because sorry, if I make this full screen, it should sort of show me whereabouts this one is. So we're here, yeah, and this one is, I believe it's going to show me. I think it's this one, right? Zoom in. Oh no, it's not that one. They're all right on the edge of 0.5 miles. So it's barely acceptable. Oh, 2 tennis courts there. Love my tennis. That one, no, so it's this one up there to the other side of Golders Green Station. It's equidistant from the station. Without knowing the area too much, primary school, tennis court, Golders Green Station, equidistant. I don't think that is awfully too dissimilar in terms of the price of the area, but what I could do is just hover around. The engine allows you to hover around some prices of properties around, literally on the same street. So let's try and remember some of these figures. 1 million 2010. Such an easy figure to remember. 850. Okay. Don't want to go to the lights. 1.3 in 2017. And 1.4 into, wow, 1.4 in 2006 must be absolutely mega property. Okay. So that's near where our property is. So it's a good area, right? This is right on the edge of 0.5 mile radius, but 2.3 million in 2007. So I'm just checking, is this a far better area? Because then it won't really be comparable. 1.7 million in 2006. We have one for 1.4 in 2006, did we not? 1.5 in 2001. Wow. 4.6 in, okay. I'm inclined to think that this little close is perhaps a little bit more special, unfortunately. 875 in 1999. 1992. Yeah. We are, that is Hampstead Way. I think we are pushing it, because investors will go, that actually does look like a better little suburb than this one. We weren't getting any in 1997 we get 275k, and over there they were getting 800k. So it's not. It's not quite as good an area as the comparable we're looking at. But let's look at the property itself. So I think perhaps sort of things like bigger garden, stone floor kitchen. Oh, this is gorgeous. Stone floor kitchen. Yeah, it's that bit more special than this, isn't it? So even though on paper that's very similar, I don't think this property could achieve 2.7 million. Even if it was refurbished to as nice a standard as this one. I think it's perhaps just in the wrong suburb. So no, I'm going to be strong with myself there and say that's not comparable. You know, these objective metrics comparable, but on these more niche things about the area, I don't think it's right to call that comparable. There's no way with a little you know, new kitchen in here, or maybe opening up this wall, we're suddenly going to 2.7 million. It's not happening. Maybe 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, but we don't know, and that's why we look at comparables. So, but I mentioned there is a little trick we can do. We can go to 4 to 5. And the reason I'll do this is because, well, if a 4-bedroom similar is selling for more than what this is currently on for, because it's got that nicer kitchen, bathroom, whatever, then, but it's got only 4 bedrooms, and that shows this one with 5 bedrooms does have potential, if that makes sense. So, you know, kind of under-egg your comparables to 4-bed, and you can show investors that, well, this 4-bed, my comparables that are showing you a high value, they're only 4 bedrooms. As you can see, bedrooms not everything. This one's 0.22 miles away, and it's 4 bedrooms, and it's 3.85 million. So, what? Okay, because it's 325 square meters. But it also might be the area. That's the thing. Like, look at this this area. And ours is there. Yeah, I don't know. Ours is there, but gosh. So it's these large plots of land, isn't it? That's 4.6 million. My God. There is still money in London. Wow. Okay, no one's really going to know why I'm saying this, but she wants to open up a tennis business. So I'm going to suggest these tennis courts. Priority is switched right now to forwarding that on. That's 45 minutes left to find these deals. Yeah, man, this area, these tentacles. Oh, I'm just gonna, without context, send a quick screenshot and we'll look into it later. Bloody hell, money around here. Spend on tennis, spend on whatever. And yeah, not too far from us. Not telling you where we are. Right. Oh. Anyway, back to it. Not comparable. Again, this one, sort of last time, not comparable. 4 beds, 252 square meters, so less bedrooms, but bigger. And I think more space is got to be prioritised, isn't it? Does one neutralise the other? I'm not sure. But we're definitely not going to get 3 comparables here, so I think it's going to be a difficult one, and we're going to bin it for now. Okay, and we're going to move on to another one. So, and also the thing with this is like, it's not blooming straightforward what is actually being sold there, what's going on. That can also be an opportunity sometimes, an interesting, unique situation. You can be flexible and you can take advantage, but certainly for the purposes of our analysis today, let's not look into that one any further. Cool. Feel free to say hi if you're here. Issue is I'm going to have to keep flicking around to. I should probably have the chat somehow pop up next to me. If anyone knows how to do that, let me know. Right, okay. I think I've looked into this one before, and I wasn't particularly. There's a Foxton's one. Yeah, I wasn't particularly impressed by it, so I'm not going to go for that one. Should probably cut it out of my pipeline, to be honest, to tidy up a little bit. So this one was sent a direct to vendor letter to, but that's not to say I shouldn't analyse it, right? Because perhaps I sent a direct to vendor letter to a property I shouldn't have done. I sort of, the other day I just experimented. I'll put this on YouTube, by the way, in the video. I went, screw it, let's just £10 worth of direct to vendor letters, a small amount, test the waters, see how it goes. So I had to go towards properties that I hadn't analysed yet. So one of them was this, and yeah, let's see. So why did it end up in my pipeline in the first place? I think it's because it's got a long history since, I say long history, only since July 9th, well, my birthday. But I sort of sold back on, reduced, sold back on, things falling through. Similar situation, I imagine, to what I outlined earlier. It doesn't need anything but a new kitchen. Yeah, I remember this one. Like, you chuck a new kitchen in, and then I don't think you have a problem selling it. But that's just a bit. Unless you like yellow and you like a tiny kitchen, but what would be wrong with, well, not even fixing the sides, but that just yeah, because there's nothing really wrong with the size of that kitchen. I think just knock that down. You don't need the utility cupboard there. You've already got a cupboard under your stairs. Do you need a utility cupboard? You got an ensuite and a bedroom upstairs. That's nice. You've got, I think, like everything else of the property is fine. You've got 4 bedrooms upstairs. That one has fitted wardrobe. Don't know how much I like fitted wardrobes, to be fair, but could keep it in for the sake of it. Just do a new kitchen for like 10-15 grand. Just make it nice kitchen. 15 grand, maybe knock down this wall, just make it a little bit bigger. Let's budget 20k for that, and sort a few more things out. Let's roughly call it 20. Oh dear, that's a bit weird, isn't it? That bathroom. Does that need a new bathroom? Is that going to stop it selling? It's a strange one, isn't it? It's newly done. Would be a shame to like rip it out. Wouldn't be to my taste. Let me know in the chat. Would you change that bathroom? If you're here, okay. Hello. Would you change this bathroom? Please just write in the chat. If I haven't watched a live stream, to be fair, in a while. I don't know how easy that chat is to access, but it should be fine. So yeah, would you keep that? Otherwise, I think this property is just a kitchen job. New carpets, maybe. Again, it's not much, 1-2k. And that ensuite's fine. Like that's more, they go white, like marble effect. That's more neutral. That's fine. Not a problem. That's lovely. Not a problem. And for once, you always see messy gardens. This one doesn't have. I shouldn't have popped that spot. That is a big one. For once, doesn't have a messy garden. Leave that alone. So it's one of those. It's had everything you'd want done. Just yeah, they obviously like the kitchen, as yellow and whatever. I'm not such a fan. I would. Okay, so they've already had a joist put in there, which has worked. So just extend it across. I don't know exactly how easy this is, but extend that across. Nice kitchen. Maybe this is a bit complicated. Let's call it 25k. That is going to take. Let's say we spent 30k on it. Okay, so that's our build quote in our head, but this is nothing if we don't have any comparables. So, don't know what opinion on that bathroom. I'd redo the shower, but the toilet and basin look okay. Redo the shower. Yeah, just in terms of like the glass, I suppose you're saying the shower's a bit big and clunky, and Jesus, I was gonna say that Head and Shoulders is massive. No, it's just kind of jutting out the wall on the side. Yeah. Would you keep the tiles? Because I don't like that colour, two-tone, salmon pink and beige. But is it that off-putting? Is it just me that doesn't like it? Anyway, if it's just a kitchen, it's 30. If it's a bathroom as well, call it 35, whatever. Because like I say, you're recycling most things on the bathroom. So let's just say 30 to 35. All right. But we need comparables. Again, it's tough in London, like with the market slowing down, so not a lot of sales going on. And this is a 4 mile, and it's saying there's only 4 that they. Obviously, it's 14 in total, but the AI picks like the ones it wants to show me that figure. That figure was 800, over 800, so that's potentially promising. Right. So again, the first thing I'll do is take it down from 1 to 0.5. And oh, tough. Right. Yeah, I know that area. That's not that nice. It's by the M1. I mean, at least you're right next to Brent Cross Shopping Centre. But if I'd invest in lesson learned an investor, I'm struggling for comparables. So actually, I think next year I'm just gonna look at the comparables straight away. Oh my god, I didn't know you could do this. Okay, that was not my intention. Whoa. What am I saying? I should do the comparables sort of before I talk about the tone and the colour of the bathroom. 34 minutes, right. So you should find one in the next 5 minutes to analyse, so we get 2 in the hour. It's probably not going to be this one. I'll put it down to 3, see what happens. We've got a few at 3. Oh, and I forgot. Let's go back to property. Oh, no, wait. I think I'm learning something about Property Engine every day. We summarises. There, yeah. Don't need to do 2 tabs, do I? We've got 109 square metres there. One of our property. Right now, look, I do know this area, so let's say we did go 1 mile because, for example, this area, fairly similar area. I mean, slightly less close to the M1, not much, similar distance to the M1, right? And it's not. These are all fairly similar housing. So this one, okay, 640. Yeah, that's not great, is it? I mean, we can have a look at the condition. Yeah, older. It's actually bigger. bigger property. Oh Christ! It was asking 1.1. It went for 40. Might be in a corporate sale or something went a bit pear-shaped there for them to accept that. Okay, but we're looking at 109. Not getting comparables at a similar size, even in 1 mile. So yeah, this is the thing you'll find with deal sourcing, guys. So it's like, you know, let's say, one day, which we all want to be really, don't we, investing ourselves, we could take this gamble, yeah, of not having the solid comparables, but perhaps knowing the area and going, well, I know this one's more square meters, for example, but for X, Y, and Z reason, I believe it is a true indicator, whatever. But I'm not getting that from this one either. So let's stop fanning around with what bathroom colours to choose, and yeah, see if I get anything back on my direct to vendor letter. But this as a steal to be sourced, there's no comparables. Okay, so the next one, yeah, I think I've already looked at this one. Doesn't look great. Yeah, should I ditch it from my pipeline? Actions. Right, I might add. This is not that interesting. Sorry, but if I add a label here, I'll just say no comparables, and I can keep it in my pipeline, but just instantly visually, I'll see. There's no comparables in this one, so like just skip past it. There was no comparables on this either. This one, etc., etc. Not going to do it for everything, so that's not interesting content. But yeah, just that didn't work. How the? Not saved. What are we? What? I love Property Engine. Comparables. Why does it say too much work needed? I did that. No. No. Oh, that was by mistake, wasn't it? Okay. Right. There we go. No comparison. Because moving for the pipeline, I don't know. Maybe I should do. Same with this one, wasn't it? Maybe I should do that. Remove it. But who knows? Like, what if something changes? There's suddenly a big reduction, and then it becomes interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's still we've got no comparables. Tough. So yeah, I don't know. We'll go with that. Right. Curious on this one. I also sent direct to vendor letter to this one because it recently went back on the market 6 days ago. So it's not looking good though. If Property Engine's only found 3 for me. Right. Okay. So once again. So this one's a big property. It was reduced from 2.5 million to 2. Big 5 beds. One. Selling for that. Issue. Let's bump that down. See if we can find any more. Our property is 289 square meters though. That's the thing. Like I feel like when you go up in value, everyone's probably sat here thinking, yeah, Elliot, what are you doing? Stamp duty. Assisted sales don't require stamp duty, so that's why I am considering bigger properties. But what I was going to say is when you do go up in price brackets like I'm doing now, it's like it's less and less comparables. It's more and more unique properties. So probably why I'm struggling to source deals. Like sourcing does rely on comparables. It's difficult without them. And I'm focusing on the expensive things. But here we go. This one reduced from 650 to 550 is 2 bed, 1 bath. Ah, nice. So like I do filter for 2 beds to 5. So like I'm open to smaller ones as well if they work. Simpler refurb as well. Something like this. New carpets, new. Oh my god. So looks like going into a coffin when you have a bath. Okay, yeah. I knew wooden paneling bath was like a thing. It's garage space. There's. I wouldn't even call that a garden. There's a turning circle for a taxi. There's a roundabout. There's a roundabout in the garden. It's bizarre, isn't it? But before we go into it, let's look at the comparables. Why is there only one? Are you serious? It's great, isn't it? But look, at least, right, property engine, okay? We're knocking it for not giving us the right comparables. Let's not do that because, like, if you imagine you're on Rightmove, you didn't get this data. Right, this is a decent comparable to be fair. Like, it's one solid comparable because it's like on the same little suburb thing. I wonder if we give leeway for the years. No. I mean, these are these bungalow properties where it's like the reason there's no comparables is because nobody died recently. Like the rest in peace. But the reason these properties will sell, I imagine, is because the elderly people living there have passed on. But I mean, yeah, this is a stone's throw. Don't throw a stone around here, you'll knock another one dead. But right, stop making jokes. Right, okay. Okay, so yeah, I think this is a perfect comparable. But the issue with it is 515, so a perfect comparable, sort of a lower, and it's a similar affair, isn't it? And I think this is actually nicer. You don't go into a coffin in the bath. So look, sourcing, it's a numbers game. Let's keep going. This again, no comparables. Again, probably removed from my pipeline, but who knows? Like, what if this suddenly goes down, reduced, like they're asking 450, and then we can negotiate them to 400. Like, there's definitely stuff we can do, and also be creative about it. Like, can we go into the roof here? Can we extend? Again, not so much for sourcing, but like because sourcing to Fontaines rather, because they don't like planning permission stuff. It's fairly rigid, but like, wait, just look at the objectively what you do. You've already got a garage there, so there's permitted development to maybe turn that into a more hospitable area to go up. I feel like there's lots of things you can do. Permitted development. Someone told me recently, if anyone knows anything more about it, let me know. Someone told me recently it's about kind of 3 meters out, depending on the local authority, but you can't really go out and up. It's either or. So decide what you prioritize. Okay. Next one. Burgess Avenue. Yeah, this one. Why did this come up? Because it's back on 5.3 plus. That's I've got all these. Like I said in previous live streams, all these save search email alerts where, like, I do not search for properties anymore. They come to me. Oh, I should do an Instagram reel about that. But yeah, 3 plus times, over 3 times. I think this one's 4 times. It's been back on the market. I mean, this is insane. But is there a deal to be made? Well, we're asking 600 now. Better than, but 530, not looking good. But 26 sold comparables. This type of property is yeah, a lot more widespread around this area. So we can get a better view. So we're looking at 86 square meters. So we should probably just remind ourselves of the spec of this one inside. So it's not bad, but it still needs a refurb. It's one of them, like, you can probably avoid painting. You've got nice spotlights here. You don't need to do a lot in this area, but in other areas, I mean, that needs new skirting boards, stairs, plaster, paint, skirting boards. It needs things in other areas, right? And your wallpaper is a strange looking crack in the ceiling. I imagine that's just plaster. Your bathroom. This might need more like a 50k job on it, so we really need to be seeing comparables at 650, 700. Remember, I don't pay stamp duty. Are we going to see anything towards 700? Right, so we need to remember 86 square meters. Can we get to an end value of 700? Let's just narrow it down. Let's narrow it down here. I suspect this is a no, by the way. I definitely expect this is a no. Okay, update area. Yeah, that's narrowed down our list a little bit more. But just scrolling through, it's in the 5s. Nice ones get to 600. Like, I imagine this one's quite nice. Number 69. It is nice. Oh no, it's not. So why on earth has that gone for? Maybe just luck of the draw. It's gone for 65. And December 2024. Prices have genuinely fell in London since then, which is a good time to buy, because it does mean though that, like, in terms of sourcing, when you're looking at recent comparables, we're looking at the sold prices in the last year when property prices have been falling. So it does also help us be conservative. Like, when you then put that to an investor, you're saying, right, based on comparables sold in the last year, when the market's been, you know, slow, bad, buyer's market, we've had, it still works based on that. But we think by the time you flip it and sell it on in another 6 to 12 months' time, the property market's gonna climb back up again for you. But that is easy to say, isn't it? But I reckon every deal sourcer says that to try and sweeten the deal. Right, so once again, it does have comparables, but it genuinely does, like, the numbers don't work. So I'm going to say numbers don't work. Should I keep it in my pipeline? Maybe I'll, like, create a separate pipeline for, like, deals that I don't think work. Right, this one, I mailed them 21st November. This one I'm looking at lease options. I don't really need comparables. Like, this would make an amazing rental, right? Maybe rent to rent. I haven't looked at that, but I'm not here to analyse that. It's been flipped. The bought, flip, and reduced is what I'm looking at. So it's been flipped, and the person has locked equity away in this fantastic refurb. They're not getting their equity back out anytime soon. They've had to reduce it. So yeah, difficult one. I think I already analysed this one time. If comps are at 1.4, no, I haven't. Right, so I'm saying it needs a bit spent on it. Maybe about 80k is what I've said. Yeah, you pretty much knew everything. Aw, nice. So it needs. Don't know why my girlfriend opened the window. I'm getting cold, but she must have her reasons. But if I get any more cold, I'm closing it. So yeah, but do the comps get to higher in value than this? How long has it been on for? Reduced from 1.5 since March. Yeah, they might reduce it further, to be fair. But based on the analysis, this is not going to yield anything useful. 163 square meters. So let's look at things similar. Let's cut that down to 8 months, just be realistic. Let's cut that down to 0.5 miles to account for any area inequalities, or as much as possibly possible. 168, 163, 4. This is a good comparable. Bottom of the lake, top of the lake. Fair. Let's have a look. Very tidy. Very old. It's had the drawers put in though, the nicer kitchen. It's had the open plan job. Imagine that wall being there as houses were built in the older days. To lock the women away into the kitchen, and men can do their business elsewhere in the house. Honestly, imagine being trapped in that room all day. Now kitchens are not nicer, but anyway, it's still quite old-fashioned style. And what the? Oh, it's one of them stone. This is all the rage. I grew up in a bathroom like this. Well, my parents decided bought the house and they did up the bathroom, and that's it. That's all they could afford, and they got it this style. It's not great, though, is it? Oh yeah, my. Okay, right. So stop looking at that. Look at the. Oh, hang on. This isn't comparable. I'm really losing focus. Okay, so this one. It's a comparable for now, right? It's a kind of. In negotiation, I would use this price, 1.15, to say, look, an identical. I mean, that is really similar to what we've got at the moment. A very similar property, just on the other side of the lake there, has sold for 1.15. So why have you got this on for 1.25? Well, I wouldn't be that aggressive, I don't think, but along those lines. But I can't use that for comparison of end value. I just can't. Very close to that other house. Could I use a comparable that was semi-detached? I think it's a waste of time, to be fair. I can look at the 3 beds and I have to do this again now and just see if there's anything at 3 bed that's like really high, well modernised, that suggests something, but no. A nicely modernised 3 bed, which isn't that one. Can't find any modernised properties, which I think shows opportunity for it, but does it also show that people don't mind buying a house that they do their own kitchen, bathroom on? I don't know. But yeah, this one's not showing anything useful at the moment, so I'm gonna say it's a no comparable job. Bless you if you're still watching me, because normally by this time in the live stream, yeah, probably put like a rainfall type shower. Yeah, also make the tiles black. Yeah, love it. I like those type of showers. I just thought my grandma's got one in our house, recently modernised. Oh yeah, great, fantastic. Anyway, bless you if you're still watching me, because like normally by this time in the video I've got something analysed. I was hoping to get to like go into the deal analyzer that Fontaine's provide me, but the reason I suppose it's not happened is the more experience I've got, the less deals get to that stage. I'm filtering like all these ones out in purple because the comparables don't work, but I'm getting through more volume than I normally do with less like, you could say results, but they're not results. Analysing a deal that's not going to work anyway just to get on to the analyzer, what's the point? Waste of time. Right, this one, 9 Wentworth Hall. So my idea with this is convert into 2 flats. Like, it just looks like it would do better at flats. Reduce from 1 million to 800k. It's no way. I thought it was down as 5 bed. No, 4. Okay, so split it into 2 2-bed flats, right? Needs a full refurb in order to do that. But like, this is a ridiculous amount of space up here in order to, you know, get another kitchen in, whatever. That would be my plan on this one. So the way I'd analyse that is different. The way I'd analyse that is first do an analysis of if I kept it as its current dwelling of a 194 square metre, blah blah blah, and I'll do that analysis now. Then I would go, well, what do two bed flats sell for in the area, and I'll do a comparable on that. I think I'll do that in my own time. And I've delivered a letter to this one as well. So in my own time, I'll check out comps for 2-bed flats. For now, for you guys, I'll keep doing what I have been doing. So there's a lot of continuity here, and it will make sense. I'll just check. Let's say this was kept as a dwelling. It appears to be. How well could we do? Whoa. Okay, so we have to look further than a year ago to see one and only one that has gone for 1.135, but we're saying that's terrace, but come on, that's a different kettle of fish. That's not that's like an end terrace kind of. No way that's comparable. It's a new build as well. Quite a nice new build. Most new builds are. That's quite nice. Anyway, that's by the by. So yeah, so there's no there's no comparables as a single dwelling. Oh, sod it. No, there's no time as good as now, as I want to say, as they say, if that's the new saying. So what I'm going to do, let's do it now. Let's look for let's copy that postcode. Let's look for 2-bed flats. Like if they're stacking at, well, simple maths. If the flat is selling for 500k, then there's 200k margin to do refurb, do all the legals associated with splitting the title. So yeah, so let's see. The way I'm going to do that is start a new property search, paste the postcode in, filters. I'm daydreaming. I'm just thinking about things. Oh, look at this, but no, I'm just gonna look at 2 to 2. Nothing, right? Okay, well, look. Let's just change it to within half a mile. We should get something. But I don't just want on for sale, do I? I want actually like sold properties. Just trying to think, how do I normally do this? I want sold properties. So I think I'm going to press off market and sold subject to conditions, and sold sort by date added or date sold, date of last sold within the last 12 months. Here we go. So that, okay, right, that guess is a good idea of where we're at. So 2-bed flats in this area. By the way, if I split this one, we'd be looking at, so one's got a garage, but we're looking at probably one flat with like 110 and then one flat with about 90, 80 right square foot. So a lot of space. This one's only 76 and it's gone for recently for 520, 510. Again, smaller flats. Oh, it's 2-bed semi. No. Probably tight. Flat only. Thank you. Yeah, so it's just these two. Okay. 520, 510. We probably need agent valuation but these are solid comparables, right? Recently sold and they're a lot smaller. It looks like we could get to 90 to 100 square meter flats, so maybe that would increase the value to 550, and then you'd be making 1.1 million having sold both of those. So that is looking quite fruity. And this one sold for less than it did in 2021, so that's quite unusual. Potentially there's a lot of motivation there, so perhaps this one in reality could have sold higher. Okay, it didn't. The fact is it different, and you know these things happen, and that could happen to the end sale of this property with my investor. So you know, this comparables game is about making predictions, but the safest bet we can say is it should be over 500k. Add an agent valuation to it, but the flats should be comps for 2-bed flats at 510 and 520. And just have remembered the save search. Wasn't TF4, you just went 2-bed flats and apartments, 0.5 miles, right? And I don't know, it's a bit cheeky, but if we went up, would we get another one? Oh my god, we get so many more. I think the error is wrong. That was a negative equity, so. I don't want to sort A to Z, I want to sort closest to the postcode. I can't do that here. So let's go for let's go with lowest price. Highest price. A. Highest price. That never changed. Lowest price. Highest price. Nearest added. It's not changing anything. Frustrating. Right, anyway, so yeah, it could go lower than 400, I guess. But these are really tiny flats, so actually I think we'll be safe. This is 82 square meters. We could create a 90, and that's gone for 535. Holy crap, that's too luxury. But like, would we be far off? Because did you see the space in our property? Could we create something similar here? This could be a fantastic scheme. The space is enormous. I do think there's some potential. 510, we've seen this one before. 560 at 77 square meters. So I think going 510, 520 is lowballing it, honestly. 530, 520. Speculatively, I think we could be close to 600 with the size that we could achieve and the standard of finish. But in which case, you know, a margin of 800 to 1.2 million, fantastic. But this would have to be a complicated arrangement because it can't be paying stamp duty. But also, the idea of an assisted sale is a quick turnaround. I do not believe this can be turned around quickly, converting into 2 flats. I don't know, but I think it sounds like a big jobby, doesn't it? So it's potential, but not something I understand. Something perhaps to bring to a networking event and be like, or get someone's number and be like, can I just send you this problem? Because Problem. Oh, Mill, yeah, Millwall's a posh area. Yeah. If I send you, I've got a problem, but it could be amazing. So can I send it to you? Work on it, source together, whatever, JV. Yeah. So I won't go into the analyzer with this one, because there's too many unknowns. Like two flats. I don't even know. I have to create a whole new analyzer for it, I think. But just roughly in my head, if you know your guaranteed selling price is 800, you're going to invest probably 100k. You know, got two really new nice kitchens. I don't believe you have to do many layout changes though. Let's have a look. Wow. Sorry, my eyes are lit up because of course there's a garage there, which doesn't have to be a garage. That utility room could be a kitchen. That wall could be knocked through. That garage could be the bedroom. That could be a tiny two-bed flat if you'd be creative about it. Because that hall doesn't need to be that big. So that could be okay. It would cost maybe 200k, but we could get three flats here. That could be a two-bed flat. Just like all this wasted space, right? Just bring this down, which means a bigger kitchen. Still long kitchen, but doesn't matter so much. Uh, bedroom. Well, it doesn't matter too much. If it does matter actually, if there's two bedrooms, nowhere to have a living room. But it doesn't need to be such a huge hall if it's flats. Anyway, so there could be a 1/2 bed flat there. One 300k, two maybe 500 like we're seeing. This one with a balcony, that's going to be probably a 600k value flat, because you can definitely get an open plan kitchen in there. It's made for it. You need to steal some space. Landing's way too big. Landing's way too big. So WC's there? Really? Okay. Ensuite bedroom. Ensuite bedroom. Come across there. Another bedroom. And it's a two-bed flat. And up here, you just at the end of the day, no matter, don't forget. I should forget where the walls are now. Bear in mind the plumbing. But there's probably no reason that we can just do the same layout throughout. I'm knocking through this wall. Kitchen. Roughly bedroom. Maybe this one's slightly different because you've got an existing toilet there and nothing wrong with it. But the other two is bedroom. Ensuite, whatever. This is interesting. This could actually be three flats. In which case, you 1.5. So I'm gonna, yeah. Ooh, that is my time to, yeah, potentially call it a day. That's a good thing. That's a good one to finish on. Because there could potentially be three flats in this. So I don't know how I package this deal up at all. No idea. But there's something I can bring to a networking event, this sort of thing. And well, not that I'm signing up to one that in the coming days, or might make this my next work with me Wednesday one, maybe. This one I got Jacob to analyse this for me, and this was a no comparables job. Probably, well, according to where he looked at it on. Actually, no, he looked at it on Rightmove, so I might find different things, but probably not two. I was finishing, but but I'm not anymore. Yeah, no, there are no comparables because it's not a bungalow, is it? So bungalows must be so hard for comparables because quite unusual, aren't they? Right. So yeah, general theme today was like ruling a lot of things out, but we managed to get somewhere with this one, Wentworth Hall. How many more have I got to go? Lots. Yeah, no, I've got to keep busy. Plenty more for next time. Probably indicates I should clean up my pipeline a little bit. This one's nice. This one's nice. And let's leave that on a positive note. There's something to go to there. That could be a project. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I need to pick myself up on something there, though. If that is going to be 3 flats, then I've got my square footage wrong. Because the 510 and the 520 were like 70 square meter places, which would bring which we can't do 370s because our total is 194. So actually, we'd be more like 60 each to be conservative, and the flats at 60 were a bit less. So I need to do it again, basically. Let's do that now quickly before we finish up. So let's have a look here. Let's just modify our expectations here a little bit. Don't want to get too excited based on that because, yeah, let's look at 60 square meters, right? Or in the 60s. Yeah, we could have one that's 67, one that's 62, one that'll probably go into 194. Yes, this one 400. Obviously, we do it to a nice spec than that. Yeah, obviously. So here, this is 60. You know, it's stingy. I mean, we'd do it nicer. We'd do it more like this. But this is 82 square meters, so we're not gonna achieve that in our flat. Yeah, we're definitely not achieving that. I was half thinking we'd get somewhere close to the 100. No, we wouldn't. There's lots of options. I mean, unless we made it like a downstairs one of the flats had that downstairs extra, and it was almost like a 2-story house with a flat on top. No, I don't like that idea. Why are you not telling me the square meterage of this one? 66 for 510. Yeah, nice. Okay, a little balcony. Yeah, nice. Okay, so 510, 66. Okay, we could rely on this one. Yeah. 66. Okay, so I can say it's a comparable at 510. 77. No, it's too big, isn't it? 74. Pushing it. It's got balcony again. 76. It's pushing it. I didn't realise that last time. 70. I think we can deal with a 70, which is at 520. But another 70 is at 410. Really? I guess it's not as nice, but okay. Well, I suppose I'll have to keep the 510 and the 520 comparable. But I'll just make a little note. Because they're at 66 meters squared and 70 meters squared. But let's say we got 3 flats at 450. Wow, that's still 1.35 mil that could be turned around from this place. So yeah, let's leave it on that. It's positive, isn't it? If you do want to co-source me on this, you're welcome to, because you've stayed on this live stream, and I really appreciate it. So we haven't stayed to the end though. That's fine. We've had 14 views in total. It's the most so far. Thank you so much for watching. Actionable next steps this week. Well, based on this live stream, 2 things. First of all, keep bloody going through that interested pipeline that I built up. I've done that through my email alerts. If you want to look at how I did that, look at my 5th or 4th live stream. So sorry, I can't remember which one. I think it's the 4th. I think I've had this going for about 3 weeks now, so I think check out my 4th live stream, live 4. If you want to see how I set up those email alerts that then got me those emails that I then shortlisted into my pipeline that I need to even further shortlist now. It's a long process, but keep going with shortlisting my pipeline. I need to well, progress this deal, perhaps. Maybe send another direct to vendor letter on this one. Again, I scattered a few direct to vendor letters on a few properties that, well, at least one we realise now turns out probably wasn't worth it. But I think this one is worth to send that follow-up letter to. Follow-up direct to vendor letter. What else could I do? I haven't spent too much time on it, but research for like 30 minutes. Like how to convert into flats. You obviously need planning permission to do so. And the third thing I would like to do this week would be to then, once I've gone through the pipeline, is to cut the crap out of my pipeline. Perhaps create a separate pipeline if I have the time on the stuff that's like doesn't work at the moment, but basically everything in my top pipeline has motivation. There's motivation there for whatever reason. Reductions, either motivation or distrust in the Asian system, which I'm, the kind of I'm not achieving the price you said, bro. That kind of vibes. All of it in my pipeline at the moment has that. And there is value to that, even if it doesn't stack at the moment. So maybe create a separate pipeline on it. But yeah, that's about it. 1 hour 22, 23. Shortest live stream I've done. I was productive today, wasn't I? I did well. Roughly stuck to the hour time frame. And got something to progress on. Yeah, again, if you want to co-source with me, I think I'll put my link tree in the description of this video, and from there you can message me on WhatsApp. Right? It's click my link tree. First link it says invest with me because maybe you're an investor. Otherwise, it's just message me, right? So you can message me about anything you like. But also please invest. And yeah, if our goals align, then we can co-source together. In terms of not even our goals, that sounds a bit too dramatic, but like if our strategies align, we can co-source together. I'm not co-sourcing with BRR people. I'm not co-sourcing with rent to SA people. I'm not sourcing with buy-to-let people. We're just gonna cross heads there. So join. That's it. Yeah. Join me next week if you enjoyed. Any feedback is welcome as well. Thank you very much.